Aiden Sims out for another inning of work. He's only thrown 11 pitches in this game. Economical doesn't even begin to talk about how good his first inning of baseball was. Right side of the rubber, the 0-1 is hit off the end of the bat and bouncing up the middle past the backhand attempt of the second baseman Farr. Nantz, the first Sun Devil to reach, and he gets on with a single. That's exactly what he does. He specializes in hitting the toughest pitching you've got, and ASU gets a leadoff man aboard here in the second.
That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Great piece of hitting, going right back up the middle, putting the ball back where it came from. Nantz, you mentioned, captain of this Arizona State Sun Devil team, trying to be the spark plug for an answer here in the second.
He'll up an average that was .341 entering that at bat, on base percentage of .400. First pitch to the DH, Garrett Michelle. That's a called strike in the outer third, a little bit higher than the knees. 0-1 the count. It's a 2-0 Texas A&M lead, though they only had one hit. It was a big fly, a home run off Alba in the bottom of the first. We're in the top of the second. Michelle early on the slider at 81 and taps it off the plate foul. It's 0-2. Must be a fun weekend for him. He played at Virginia Tech for now 2 seasons before transferring. ASU did not play Virginia Tech, but you would imagine he got a chance to catch up with old coaches and teammates. Another late swing, and he powers it deep down the left field line. The ball reaches the second deck. That was a high fly ball, and the count remains 0-2 to the lefty. He's been the main Sun Devil DH, though he's had some off days certainly through these first 2 weeks of play. It's such a deep ASU lineup, that's an easy place, the DH spot, to get guys at bats. 0-2, and this one will stay fair. It's drifted out to left field. Dewar goes back. He leaps at the fence, and that ball is gone. The first home run for Garrett Michelle in a Sun Devil uniform. He pumps his fist rounding third. He's hit a game-tying 2-run shot. We're all level in the top of the second inning.
Yeah, and Sun Devils are fired up. That bench is excited, and that is the answer they needed, pretty much mirroring exactly what Texas A&M did in the half inning prior. What a swing going the other way for Garrett Mitchell. Whole new ball game. Gotta love it.
Not one home run when they were here for 3 games 2 years ago. Not a home run in their first round game of the Big 12 tournament that they lost last season. They've already hit 4 home runs this weekend as a team. 2 on Friday, 1 yesterday, and now Garrett Michelle on Sunday night. And the pitch to Dominic Longo is lasered out to right, but it stays up too long, and Terrence Kill makes the catch. He barely had to move. That's the first out of the inning. But how about some loud contact? A single, a homer, and a very hard hit line drive to start the top of the second for Arizona State.
A really, really good sign for the Sun Devils. Getting that offense going. They're going to need to put up runs against Texas A&M if they want to come out with a win. And they're putting some really good swings on the ball from a great pitcher in Aiden Sims.
So a brand new ball game, 2-2, and the first pitch low and outside into the dirt to Dominic Smaldino. The other Cal transfer in this lineup, you met P.J. Moutsarides last inning. Smaldino has been the first baseman each of these first games for Arizona State. He takes a slider that drops into the zone at 82. It's called strike 1-1. Texas A&M is number 23 in the nation. They're 9-1. First loss of the year came last night. The Sun Devils unranked at 8-3. The pitch inside, belt high. Another slider. This one bites in the opposite direction. 2 balls, 1 strike. Sun Devils hoping maybe with the win over Oklahoma earlier this week and a win tonight, they'd maybe have a case to get ranking, but 2 losses kind of changed that. That ball is hammered into the ground and it rolls to the Sun Devil dugout, foul on the third base side. ASU, the visitors, once again, they are in their traditional road pinstripe uniforms. It's maroon pinstripe, maroon numbers with a gold outline. It says Devils across the front in script. The 2-2 is hit on the ground and through the left side. Farr was over there, the second baseman, for a shift. It didn't matter because Smaldino beats him with a base hit.
107 miles per hour off the bat of Smaldino right there, an absolute frozen rope. And the Sun Devils are seeing the ball really well right now.
After going 0 for their first 3, 1, 2, 3 in the first. They now have 3 hits in 4 batters to start the second. Here's the third baseman, Austin Rolig, the righty swinger out of Rancho Cucamonga, California. Transferred over after his freshman year at Utah. First pitch to him. Clips the inner corner. Bell tie 0-1. Cohen Niklai waits on deck. Dominic Smaldino standing on first with a single. 2-2 ball game. Top of the second. Big swing and a miss. Rolig very early on a changeup. 0-2. 2-run home runs from each side. The damage so far, though ASU certainly has a chance to take the lead here. Only 1 out and a runner on base. Rolig back in the righty box. He's ready, and the pitch low and outside for 1-2. This is a complete 180 from the start that Aiden Sims had. 2 strikeouts and setting down ASU 1-2-3 in the top of the first. He has not done that here in the second. Pitching to a lot of contact that's been hard. The 1-2. High and in. Longo or Rolig doesn't move. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
And clearly, Sun Devils saw something with Aiden Sims after that first inning. Every hitter has made an adjustment, and it just looked, like you said, looks like 2 different pitchers.
Single homer, line out single. The 4 to the plate for ASU. The 2-2 is bounced to the left side. Tough play for the shortstop. Kellner turns to second. That's all they'll get. Farr squeezes his glove and outstretched at second base. He makes the catch for the force out, so Smaldino goes off the bases. And Rolig reaches with a fielder's choice all the way down to the 9 spot. And the first at bat of the weekend for Cohen Niklai. ASU went to Brody Briggs, his catching counterpart for the first 2 games of this weekend. Niklai gets an opportunity here on Sunday. Odom for Mayusin. Sun Devils down by 5 early. Odom to the free throw line extended. Mayusin right angle 3, too strong. Rebound is pulled by the Red Raiders and Watts. They have dominated early on the boards. They've gotten all 3 of the first 4 rebounds. 3 on the other end, a little too short. First missed shot of the night from Toppin. It comes out and racing back the other way. Mayusin trying to push the pace. Mayusin around a couple of screens, off to the right wing, lobs it in deep. Chop makes Toppin miss and flushes it home. It wasn't that patented Masamba slam, but he did enough, finesses it into the basket, a 3-point game in favor of Texas Tech.
And a beautiful job from Mayusin, did not telegraph the pass.
Lawan Watts telegraphs a pass on the other end. Off to the races. Mayusin lobs for Chop, and he slams it with one hand to make it a 5-4 game about 90 seconds in.
I mean, it was like outside the cookie jar, and that left hand brought it back in. What a play from Chop.
Here's Watts, other end, Tech +1. Tight defense from Arizona State already caused a turnover a couple minutes in. 17-15 to play. In and swung out to the angle. Step back from Petty, lets it go. That's an air ball. It was a long 2. He was tightly defended by Odom, and the ball went right into the hands of Mayusin. Mayusin has almost played the point. He's run a lot of the offense early.
He's been excellent.
Noah doubled, gets it to Truitt. High hashes, backs it down to the low block. Mayusin on the baseline, turns around, throws up a hook, just missed it over Toppin. Oh, and it's JT, not Obi, who grabs the rebound. The Knicks fan in me came out there. Here's a 3 on the other end. That shot bangs out. Long rebound off the miss from Watts. Odom has his first board after 7 a week ago tonight. Odom tiptoes through the lane, tries to scoop it home, and left it short. Everybody wanted a foul. Bobby Hurley starting to get angry with the officials on the sideline. Did they call it a foul?
They did. No. That's going to get Bobby mad. That's going to get him really mad. No one had control of the ball under the hoop. And Mo Odom, as well as Bobby Hurley and the ASU crowd, thought he got fouled trying to go up and under on the left side, and instead it was a reach-in that they called with the ball being loose.
Pig Johnson in for Gerbovich. 16:25 to go first half. 5-4 lead for the Red Raiders. Ball for Anderson, nearly telegraphed a pass. JT Toppin streaks to the basket, and he lays it in. Even when you get it to him in a bad spot, JT Toppin splits 2 defenders and puts it home to make it 7 for Texas Tech. Here's Odom dancing up top. Pink Johnson fresh into the game, holds it high on the angle left. Across to the other angle for Jop. Now here's Mayusin. Mayusin tiptoes through two defenders, threw it up. A circus shot too strong, didn't even get the backboard.
Great double team by Tech.
Christian Anderson with a man the other way. He charged. That call goes for the Sun Devils. Clock stops with 15:54 in the first. And Arizona State hanging tough through a possession. Through the first media stretch, it's 7-4 Texas Tech. Back in a moment, more Sun Devil basketball on the way right here on Blaze. Back on Blaze with Kobe Bronstein, Aiden Blanc, Arizona State hanging tough with the number 13 team in the country. It's 7-4 Texas Tech over the Sun Devils. 15:54 here in the first. Kobe, ASU had its moments, certainly offensively, that first media-to-media stretch. And now they're going to get a chance to tie it first possession out of the timeout.
Yeah, one or two forced looks, but I think if they try to move the ball down low to one of their guys in Santiago Truitt or Jop, they're going to have the more success.
Sun Devils right to left. Pig Johnson at point to Mayusin at the free throw line. Sports it out to Gerbovich, who was subbed out briefly. He's come back into the game. Here's Masamba Jop. Starts his drive, stops high paint on the hashes. Now to the block, spins and pivots. A shot just short. 15:30 to go. Rebound grabbed by Tech. They have dominated, only allowed one rebound from ASU so far. Christian Anderson at point, picked up by the two bigs, Mayusin and Jop. Swings it off to the far side for Donovan Atwell. All five starters still in the game for Tech. Atwell on the baseline, swings it up top. Here's Lawan Watts, stops free throw line. Off to Anderson in the angle. Shot clock down to 5. Here's Toppin underneath. Rejected, saves it, and threw it right into the hands of a spinning Mo Odom. Odom on the break. Odom tried to take it himself. Passes in the lane to Jop. It went off a hand, and it was Jop's hand to go out of bounds. There were two Texas Tech defenders. Thought maybe he threw it off of one of them, but no, he threw it off of Jop. So the Sun Devils turn it over on the fast break. Tech ball again, left to right, 14:55 in the first. The D-backs were down 4-3 before the ninth inning, but after a walk, a bunt, a sac fly, and a swing of the bat from Geraldo Perdomo, the game was decided. Tim Tawa scored from second, and the stadium celebrated almost like Arizona's playoff sweep against the Dodgers 2 years ago. Our reporter Christopher Zavaios has more on the D-backs' dramatic push for the postseason. It'll be extra challenging for the Cardinals offensively, especially with the loss of James Conner. The offense has gotten off to a slow start over their first 3 games, ranking in the bottom half of the league in multiple statistics. Facing them is a Seattle defense that is taking flight. Their defense is yet to allow a team over 20 points or 2 touchdowns in any of their 3 games. Which side rises to the occasion could be a deciding factor in the outcome. After an overtime loss in Utah, Phoenix drops its record to 1-3. They have just one more game to try and end their first 5 on a good note. The Grizzlies in town tonight are 2-2 with losses to the Heat and Warriors. Should be a good Western Conference matchup. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. And as we end the Cronkite Sports Report tonight, in the theme of Halloween, we wanted to take a look at some of the spookiest names from throughout the sports world. We begin with Boo Weekley. He's a professional golfer currently competing on the PGA Tour. Boo, get it? And we have Candy Maldonado next. He spent 15 seasons as an outfielder in the big leagues. After that, it is Hal Mummy, right? He spent time in college football as a player and a coach, where he was one of the greatest offensive minds. Next, it's Frank Gore, who spent 16 seasons as a running back in the NFL. And finally, it's Webster Slaughter. He was a wide receiver in the NFL from 1986 to 1998. Those are some pretty spooky names.